So hi, we're back again. This is part two of our high school informational. In this video, we're going over um, how to be involved and how to deal with high school drama because you're all going to face it one day. So does everyone here is pretty involved. So does someone want to take the lead on how they do that? Isaac with band.
Oh, yes. With band? Okay. So at first I was a little shy about like doing band because it seemed like there were a lot of people in it, but I ended up trying it, and I think that is stepping out of your comfort zone is what being involved is mostly about. Just doing that, and eventually, like with band, I created a lot of new friends and a lot of new people that I met, and it really helped me expand like my how do you call it, my networking. Sorry, yes, the amount of people that I knew. And so yeah, I think definitely it is very uncomfortable at first to walk into a new high school with a bunch of new people, a bunch of people that are older than you, and yeah. But if you get to it and start doing the things that you like, then you'll enjoy it for sure.
It's as fun as you make it, right? And
Yes.
you're not in a band class, correct? How do you
No.
participate in band? Because that's an option.
Um, Yeah, I at first I didn't have the band class. I was planning to do it, but eventually I came to terms with myself and I wanted to do something else. But it's an extracurricular, so you can do it after school. Like the schedule was 6 to 9 from Mondays, Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays. But Saturdays are a long days. They start at 10 in the morning and end at 9 at night. So if you want to do marching band specifically after school, it's a huge commitment, but I'd say it's worth it.
And does Gia want to talk about UNICEF or because she's president next year?
Okay.
Do her UNICEF bingo.
UNICEF. Oh,
Um, I think it's I think all students should try their best. Like if you're interested, and obviously you don't have to, but if you're interested, you should join clubs and be involved with that sort of thing because not only is it like good for college, of course, but it's also really fun. You can be involved with things that are bigger than yourself, and you can meet new people. At a lot of volunteer events, you can make new friends from other schools, and then you can gain a lot of new experiences, and it's just really fun.
so they may not know, but what is UNICEF? It's a service club like Interact, right?
No, it's different.
Hi guys, I was just editing the video and I realized how stupid I sounded, so I just wanted to put this out there and say what I actually meant to say. UNICEF, or Oak Grove High School's UNICEF, is a part of the UNICEF High School Clubs program, which is basically a youth led initiative that works closely with UNICEF USA in order to educate, advocate, and fundraise for those in need around the world. The way we do this is by hosting fundraisers, charity dinners, service events, donation drives, that sort of thing. Some of our main events are Trick or Treat, which is you've probably seen the little boxes around Halloween time. We collect coins and donate to them to children in need. And then we also have Snowflake Ball, which is hosted by UNICEF Bay Area. And it's a charity dinner where 100% of the proceeds go to a specific cause. So last year we donated to the Australian bushfires, and this year it'll be something different. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say.
And does Wesley want to talk about JROTC? Because we don't have that at Oak Grove, but if you're military bound, you should definitely be involved in JROTC.
Yeah. So like if you're interested in like going to the military, you should join RTC, but I only joined actually for the opposite reason, not to go to the military. It was for actually the leadership experience, you could do like student council, like for the like actual school like ASB and like all that stuff, but I joined um RTC because there's more opportunities because what I saw, I had opportunities to be a basketball coach. I had opportunities to become a soccer coach for the actual JRTC program and captains too, which actually, built my strong leadership skills than I had before. And yeah, that's it.
You found things you wanted to do to be involved because, like I said, it's as fun as you make it. And from being involved, you get benefits too. So you might as well put yourself out there and do it. Either in Interact, UNICEF, or if you're doing JROTC, you can't do it at Grove. But yes, you can definitely go to A Hill or Santa Teresa. And Michelle, you do choreo club?
At Andrew Hill, there are like several dance clubs actually. The one I'm in is like more based for like say urban hip hop dance, and there are actually two other clubs that also branch more into K-pop. So definitely at Andrew Hill, there's that diversity. Um, I think those kinds of clubs, it's like good for you to join because it will like bring like this new experience, I guess. And there's
Like-minded individuals, right? Who you can bond with.
yeah, and you'll definitely have like a lot more people to communicate with, and like especially mutuals. Like even if you don't get close to another club member, you'll have someone that you, if you have any like, if you're struggling, then maybe you can go to them for help. Especially because in clubs, it's like not just your class. Like there's seniors, juniors, and like all sorts of different people who you can go to for like help. But also joining clubs, it's nice to have something to do besides like your regular school schedule, because I feel like personally that's like tedious to go through every day, to just like go to school, do work, go home, and then like there's nothing going on. So I mean, you don't have to join clubs to make your life fun, but it would be like nice.
It's good to have something to look forward to, right? That you actually want to do. If you mean I want to go to
Yeah.
classes.
Just because you don't sign up for a club on club day doesn't mean that you can't go to their events or meetings. And also, you don't have to go to every meeting to be a part of the club. I feel like that's like a lot of people think that just, oh, I didn't sign up, so I can't do any of their stuff. Like, no, you can just participate in what you want.
Yes, and don't be like me and sign up for 6 clubs and not show up to any of them. Like actually be involved. Try to go. Like if something sounds cool, yeah, but is it cool enough for you to actually go and do it? Like do it. There isn't a lot of commitment, but do make sure that you do put in the effort.
It
And does
might be better
Princess
to
want?
do less clubs than more clubs, right?
Yes.
Like pick 2 and stick with them all 4 years and have that be like a piece of your identity. Unless like you're not sure what you want to try out and you join 6 just because you're going to go jump in meetings for the first few months of school, and then you find your group of like-minded people, kind of like we were talking about with Michelle, and then those are your people that you stick with and you kind of like narrow it down. But I know a lot of places, they're looking for that consistency. So if you find that place that feels like home, sticking with it for all 4 years, that shows that you are committed and involved and invested in something. And then you get to grow that aspect of your personality as well.
And there's a whole variety of different things for you to join. So definitely at least check it out, see if something fits you. I know, Princess,
Yeah.
you're in ASB, right? Or were in ASB? Or you're very involved. So do you want to tell us about that? Because I think you're our only ASB member here.
Yeah, so I'm class secretary. I've gained a lot of leadership experience through this. We're in charge of holding events such as Nonfire and Fantastics, and like to basically sum what that is, it's an event where the school comes together and then the classes go against each other to like win skits or like props and stuff. So what I've learned is that you get to make a lot of new bonds with your class, especially because you have to like hold practices and everything. It's a lot of time commitment, but I think it's worth it because you get to make a lot of new bonds and you have a lot of connections with the school. Like my activities director, whenever like some people have concerns and they want to tell us, like we get to get it through like the district or through our other advisors. So yeah, it's like a lot of working with a lot of people. Events like homecoming and prom, we also do that. So if you like being involved in the school and working with others and making new bonds, I think that joining like a leadership class or like being an actual officer would be really good for you.
It's good to support ASB and go to like Fantastics or to go to
Yeah.
homecoming too, right? Because that helps a lot.
Yeah, we raise a lot of money from these events, and that just goes towards like us to like the events like Fantastics and On Fire. The money that we raise from there goes to our homecoming and our prom. So
you can participate in that stuff just by showing up or wearing certain stuff on Spirit Days. That helps with class points. It goes towards Fantastics. And Fantastics is just a big after school rally, so it's fun. And then Molly, just so we have you talk to, how do you be involved?
Well, I was thinking about this earlier, and I was gonna say, personally, I'm not in any clubs at Santa Teresa, and I'm not in like any ASB like stuff like that. But for me, I still feel the need to be involved in stuff. Like, for example, I take sign language at Santa Teresa, and sometimes I go to this thing called Deaf Coffee, where you basically just meet other deaf people like at a Starbucks. And I think it's like the first Friday of every month or something. But due to this whole thing, like I obviously can't go. But that like still makes me feel like proud of myself that I'm being involved in the school and like in that class, because honestly like sign language is really fun to me and I really like look forward to going to that class, and I see myself maybe doing something like that in the future. But I think it also, like what you guys are saying, like it builds on to like my leadership school skills, because like some people come to me and they're like, hey, like I need help with this, or so I'll meet them after school and I'll help them like learn sign language. So I think like something like that, like you don't always have to be in clubs or anything, because I didn't find any clubs that really suit me and my personality at Santa Teresa and what I want to do in the future. So I like during my freshman year, I kind of stressed myself out and was like, I need to do this club and this club and this club. But I think truly, like, if you don't really want to do any clubs and you don't find yourself in any of those situations, like, you don't really have to. And like Princess and what you guys said, like, we at Santa Teresa, we also have Fantastics and this thing called Homecoming Skit. So being involved in that and like doing that after school, it really helps build your social perspective, because knowing me, like not many people from Davis go to Santa Teresa. So I met a ton of friends doing that last year. So I think that's definitely something that most incoming freshmen should really think about and think about doing, because it really like makes you feel better about yourself and you really do like change as a person. And like I think it's fun too, like you're dancing and you're with your friends. So I mean, I definitely recommend.
So yes, to basically wrap that up, I think we all can say put the effort in, look until you find something, because you will eventually find something, and if you don't feel bad about it. It's okay, right?
Well, you can be involved with sports too. Just because you maybe clubs aren't your thing, maybe sports are, then you could be really involved with sports.
Right. Or
Yeah.
maybe it's something outside of school. Like one of the biggest things that I did was I started volunteering at the Monterey Bay Aquarium when I was 14. So that, like, for me, because I knew I was looking at going into marine sciences, my high school didn't offer anything in marine sciences. Like, it's kind of a small niche thing that not everybody gets into. And so I found, kind of like Molly was saying, like I found something, I made my own path because I didn't see traditional paths that were working for me at my high school. And that allowed me to develop that piece of my personality that I needed to grow to become the person that I am now. So just as Nathan said, like looking around, finding a piece of you wherever that may be, and take this time to grow it, because it really does change you.
Do we have anything else to say? Otherwise, we're going to move into the next fun subject. So put yourselves out there and give the effort. That being said, sometimes putting yourself out there or putting in that effort may not be to the liking of everyone else, and you can run into some drama. And I think not enough people talk about it. Not enough people talk to you guys about how to engage it. We're going to jump into how do you deal with drama and how can drama arise and what's like the best way to handle it.
I would just like to start off by saying high school drama is so irrelevant. Don't, it's so irrelevant and makes you stressed when it doesn't have to be. And I know that sometimes there are situations where you find yourself like in the drama without knowing that you were there in the first place. And that's why it's so like irrelevant, because if you don't allow it to affect you, it won't affect you. And most dramas start from like rumors, and sometimes there are rumors that you didn't even know, like they're false. Like if they're false, just ignore it. Don't care about what other people have to say about it, because if you let it affect you, it will definitely affect you as a student and as an individual. So it's a lot easier said than done, but just live carefree and don't let the drama affect you, because believe me, it's really irrelevant and it won't matter in like a few months. So don't let it stress you out, because it really doesn't have to.
That being said, make sure in any given situation you're being respected and that those around you are respecting you, because you should put your value on the table. basically, and care for yourself when you can. And there are resources too. If stuff does escalate, there are resources at each given school. Just ask in the main office and you'll get help.
I think also one other thing you should consider when you are like you encounter drama, like I don't know if I have the place to say this because I'm not really involved in that kind of thing, but like from what I've observed, I think the most important thing is to understand like all perspectives. Like I feel like a lot of drama start because of misunderstandings, and I think it's just generally important to see other people's perspectives. Even if you don't agree, it's important to understand it. Ask yourself, why are they doing this? And like, even if you think that if you were in that position, that you wouldn't do that or think that, not everyone thinks the same as you do. So that's also important to understand.
Practice empathy and understanding. It's important.
That's really good.
That being said, this is part 2 of our high school informational. Thank you guys. We're going to do part 3 shortly, so keep watching. Thank you.